Day 22. I'm back from Monterey. I actually just started to make a video, and it's so funny because I made the video with plans about what I was going to say. In other words, I had this total thing I wanted to talk about different types of people that we hang out with. And I tried to make the video, but I had all these bullet points in my head that I wanted to make. And it made the video not nearly as good because my heart, I think, was wanting to say other things. So your heart's always wanting to say something in the moment that's profound that you have to surrender to, that you have no idea what it's going to say. And if you go, I got to say this and this and this, you're going up and you're about to talk from your mind. And your mind is going, shut up, heart. Shut up, insights. Shut up, new things. I got to say stuff that I planned earlier. And it's gross. It's really not okay because your heart is like this little kid that's actually saying things from the moment that are really exciting and really profound. And your mind is like this ruler. It's like the warden in jail, and it's going, no, you got to say this and this and this and this. And that's backwards. And I was making the video from my mind because of that. And instead, that brought up this revelation that I'm saying right now. In other words, what I'm telling you right now is a surprise to me. I'm learning from me because I'm out of the way of the plans of what I was going to say, and I'm just sitting in what wants to come through right now. So you're actually hearing my soul talking. You're hearing the deepest me talking because everything I'm saying is a surprise to me. There was no plan. I wouldn't be able to say this if there was a plan to say this because there's all day, all the time, there are new insights trying to come out of your soul. Every second, it's trying to tell you something. It's like, I got a really creative idea here. I want to do this. I want to express myself. I want to talk from my heart. I want to do whatever. And when you have your mind in charge going, no, we got to do this thing later, this part can't do its thing. It's cut off. So when I go, I got to do it this way later, boom, this can't come through. And when we stop trying to plan everything, unless we have to, like, I'll meet you at this place. When we stop trying to create the long-term decision of our life versus just moving to what calls us step by step by step. There's a difference between making a long-term decision, like I'm going to do this for the rest of my life, and just going, what calls me in this moment right now? And then stepping into it and proving to your heart that you listen to it more than trying to just make a long-term mental linear plan for security. My heart is telling me everything I need to hear as I talk to you right now. And I'm shocked by it. I just am shocked by all the things that it says and how authentic it is and how much more it knows. My mind only knows memory. My mind only knows what I've known for the last 38 years. That's it. The only thing my mind can tell you, that's crazy. Think about this. The only thing my mind can tell me is what I've seen as true in the last 38 years. Do you know how small that is compared to what else there is? But as you sit back and you listen to your heart talk, it's discovery. Everything I'm saying, I'm discovering while I'm saying it. Do you realize that? Think of that. Everything I'm saying right now, I'm discovering it right now. So my mind is learning from my heart. So my heart is saying this thing and my mind is like rewiring the nervous system based on what my heart is saying. And it's saying, and my heart's telling all this and my mind's just blown away. But who I am is the source of this content, not the content. Because so many people hear the content and then they try to write it down or they try to like memorize it. Like, I'm not going to try to remember this content so that I say it right later, because later my heart's going to have a whole bunch of other stuff to say. So that's really profound for me to realize and give myself permission to stop trying to be the content, but instead be the source of the content and get better and better at connecting to where the content is coming from than the content. I'm more about connecting to where the hell is this coming from and the discovery of the infinite parts of me that are just sitting back and learning from me. You got to learn from yourself. So when you meditate, you start to hear your mind, which is like the prisoner. It's like the jailer, right? and you hear your mind talking about its limitations. Like, I can't do this. I'm not that powerful, blah, blah, blah. But when you start to let go of it, this beautiful, effortless, little excited child starts to talk. And it starts to say everything it's feeling, and it starts to express itself. And our job is to listen to it. The child inside your heart will go, I got a creative idea here. And then your mind usually shows up and goes, we can't do that creative idea because we never have in the last 38 years. But the child's going, no, I got this idea. I want to do it. And if you honor what it says and create what it says and do the leap that it says, go to that cabin, whatever it is, do the thing, leap, let go of that person, move towards this person, move towards your expansion, grow, do whatever makes me louder and louder and louder, and this quieter and quieter and quieter. Because as you sit there and move based on what this says, you prove to yourself that this thing's right, so you listen to it more, and your mind can finally take a breath because it goes, well, I've seen evidence in my head that my heart is totally right. So your heart is always talking, but we've trained ourselves to listen to the mind. So you know you're in your heart when new possibilities are coming through, when insights are coming through, when creative ideas are coming through that you could create a business with, that could help you make millions, that could help you impact the world, that are your freedom, that are your calling. Your mind is the opposite. It goes, I only move based on what I've seen so far. So who we are is the last 38 years. So when you're trying to do something new, your mind goes, no, we only do what we've done so far. So when you honor what's coming through that's new, your mind gets proof that it's safe, because your mind's just trying to keep you safe. And your mind goes, well, we've been safe for 38 years the old linear way. So anything this crazy heart is talking about is just crazy until I see evidence that it's right. So when your heart goes, what if we do this? And then you do it, you start to prove to your mind that your heart is a little bit safer than it thought. And then it'll come up with a higher level creativity. What if we do this? And your mind goes, yeah, but what if that? And then you do it again, and your mind then rewires to, wow, my heart actually totally knows what it's talking about. I'm going to listen to my heart more and more and more. And always that's the game. Your heart will go, what about this? It's huge. Like my heart went 18,000 seater next year. Do a huge stadium. My mind is like, dude, there's no way. We only do 1,400 seaters. But there was one time when my heart said, let's do a 200 seater. And my mind was scared shitless. And one time my heart said, let's stop working at McDonald's and go do stand-up more frequently when I was 16. And my mind at one point was scared of that because my mind's only evidence is what it's seen so far. So it was like, become a comic. My mind, like, you're not a stand-up comic. Become one of a big, move to LA and do 10 Things I Hate About You and not another teen movie. And my mind is like, you're not going to make those movies. You're not going to get those things. You're not going to, you're going to be back here so soon because who you are is just someone who lives in Seattle. It's always wanting to leap. And your job is to listen to the heart and then prove to your mind that your heart's right by honoring what your heart just said. And as you do that, you will become free. And there's many people in our lives that only move from here so they think you're crazy. And they're going to stop you. And they're going to tell you to be practical because they're run from here. And really, that's when you have to step into your calling even faster and even more because your heart knows totally what it's talking about. It's never, ever, ever actually been wrong. So you just got to prove to your mind that your heart's never been wrong by doing what it says. Day 22.